with this developing story involving the care of minors and in particular girls at risk. Here's the scenario. A frustrated magistrate orders two girls, one aged 12 and the other 13, to be remanded at the Bordelais Correctional Facility. The girls were before the court because they were habitual runaways from the home they were assigned to. Plus, there were other behavioral issues. Under the Correctional Services Act, no one below the age of 16 is to be admitted to Bordelais. We were later informed that the girls were in fact being remanded at the Dennery Police Station and were to be released shortly. This incident has once again highlighted the need for a female juvenile residential center for at-risk girls. Here's Alicia Ali with this story.
The Upton Gardens Girls Center has been around for almost 32 years. They are a day center that provides services for at-risk young girls. However, for some time now, they have been advocating for a residential rehabilitation center for young girls under the age of 16.
I think people have not realized that the issues with young girls are not the same like 30 years ago when I started working at Uptons. The girls are in serious risk. They find themselves involved in a lot more criminal activities, and many of them enjoy it because they know there's not really anything in place for them. So they just take it as though it's a game. Because there's nothing you can do. If no police pick them up, they tell the police, there's nothing you can do with me. And we pass them on roadsides. We know they are on the road, and there is nothing we can do.
This residential facility has been an ongoing concern for Mrs. St. Paul. Her advocacy appears to be falling on deaf ears.
We have stacks of documents upon documents that have been prepared to have a residential for girls. It doesn't seem to be going beyond our offices and our discussions with ministry officials and other concerned partners. Last year, we put up another proposal again when they started the court diversion, and I was making the argument that court diversion and girls center seems to be catering for the same type of girls. We need the place of safety now. Let's have one that will offer the day intervention and move Upton to provide a residential, because we have the resources to be able to do that in human form. We may need a couple more, and we know we have a program that can address this category of young girls.
Meanwhile, the St. Lucia Crisis Center has added its voice to the cause, saying the time for lip service is over.
If we are serious in terms of all the conventions that we've signed on to as a society in terms of protection of our children, if we are serious in terms of our community, in terms of dealing with issues of crime, then our politicians have to ensure that we move from just talk and have action. And action means that you put an institution that will house young girls. And we're not talking about recreating the wheel. Because you have an institution, for example, like the Upton Gardens Girls Center, which, as far as I know, has been there for a long while. It has some of the basic requisites that is required to be able to support these young girls.
Ms. Alfred said it is time the powers that be prove they are committed to investing in the island's youth.
We should be able to find the resources to put into these institutions. We're saying that the children are the future. We're saying that without the children, there is no future. But do we really mean it? And if we really mean it, it must show in our action. It must show in the investment that we're willing to make in our young people. And over the years, there has been a tremendous amount of lip service, unfortunately, to a commitment to making an improvement. But that has not translated into action. And I think that is what we need. We need the action. We need the policymakers to stop talking the talk and walk the walk.
The island's acting police commissioner, Vernon Francois, supports the call from the Upton Gardens Girls Center and the St. Lucia Crisis Center, saying police have had a difficult task maneuvering juvenile females breaching the law.
Many years we've been dealing with the problem of a residential facility for young girls who get into trouble with the law. We've had murder cases involving juveniles. We have other serious cases, and what we found happening is that these people are kept at the police station, in our police cells, and that in itself is not proper, because there is a requirement for juveniles not to be kept together with adult prisoners.
François says for too long now there has been talk of this much-needed facility. Like the Crisis Center in Upton Gardens, he believes the time for action is now.
We need to move to the stage where we act to do something about it, because over and over, whenever there is a particular case, we get together, we discuss it, we identify the need for it, but then nothing happens. So there's an opportunity really for us to do something about it. And I think for the police department, we are completely in support of identifying the proper place to house female juveniles.
You've heard the case being made for the female juvenile residential facility. The logic is good, the reasoning is sound. It is now left to the new administration to make the next move. For the CTV News, I am Alicia Ali.